Hi everyone, my name is Shani Adams and I'm currently a graduate student here at Missouri State University, earning my master's in hospitality leadership. Welcome to the review of my research paper for one of my classes, Seminar in Hospitality and Tourism, which is taught by Dr. Albert Beretta. The focus of this paper was sustainability in hotels from 2009 to 2019. And I chose this topic because sustainability on a whole always piqued my interest in terms of the sustainability efforts that existed and what innovations were being, have been created and what innovations are in the process of being created. Especially saying that sustainability on a whole is extremely important to the economic, environmental, and social aspects, social development, of the world. I hope you enjoy my review. So, though there is not one single definition of what sustainability is, the general consensus is that sustainability is the efforts which are made today which do not hinder the survival of the generations in the future. Sustainability in the hotel industry has and is taking on many different avenues, inclusive of technology, construction, cultural, environmental, social, and economical. And with there being so many different definitions of sustainability, it is important that we narrow down the list and provide a concrete definition of what the term actually is in order to avoid any further obscurity of the term and how it can be put in place. So with that being said, the main questions that I wanted to have answered with this review were: what is sustainability defined as in the hotel industry? When did it begin? What are hoteliers' actions or feelings toward this trend? And how are customers affected by it? So to answer these questions, I embarked on a conceptual qualitative review, which was conducted and yielded 45 articles, which was then narrowed down to 25 final articles with topics covering corporate and social responsibility, sustainable architecture, sustainable refurbishment, environmental strategies, shaping guest behavior, and the value of going green. So a brief overview of sustainability in the hotel industry. The origin of sustainability has been traced back to the 1960s, and although there has been just about 70 different definitions offered for sustainability, the general consensus is the same, which is, as I said above, the ability to meet the need of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So sustainability was built on 3 pillars: social, economical, and environmental. And through these 3 pillars, businesses are encouraged to consider and to look towards more long-term factors rather than the next quarter's profits, earnings, or losses. And by doing this, they are then able to put plans in place to cut emissions and properly dispose of physical waste and with as little carbon footprint as possible and lower energy use. The environmental aspect of sustainability is seen as viability and healthy ecological systems, human consumption as it relates to our carbon footprint, whether it be food, construction of buildings, transportation of employees, and gas to and from the facility, or water usage or depletion, all of which either come into play before, during, or after the creation of the building, the actual building. The social aspect of sustainability strengthens social capital through empowerment. which in turn reduces the vulnerability and maintains the health of social and cultural systems. And the economic segment promotes growth in the consumption of goods and services, which in the long run improves human welfare. Both the environmental and the social aspect of sustainability is heavily dependent on a relationship with an attitude of the management, the owners, the operators, and franchisors and franchisees of the actual hospitality companies towards the sustainability efforts within the industry. Sorry about that. So in terms of sustainability efforts, records have shown that the hotel industry has long had a major impact on the environment through water and energy consumption, as well as through consumable goods. And many promoters of sustainability now believe that it is time that they all jump on board and either embark on sustainable efforts or actually go a step further and include them in their business plans, so that the generations to come would still have a relatively clean world to live in. But recently there have been a growing concern among some industry professionals of their actions causing inherent danger to the very basis that their businesses are built upon. Contrary to that growing concern, there has been many obstacles to the growth of sustainability in the hotel industry. And according to Grant 2020, sustainability within the hotel/corporate industry was established as a result of customer dissatisfaction towards the long-term damage of the environment, which was found to be caused by the short-term profit mentality of businesses in the industry. And businesses found it hard to commit to sustainability efforts because of the high costs and the slow returns that they were expected to see after the implementation of sustainability efforts or practices rather. But according to NATSU 2017, in general, the running cost for hotels who are considered sustainable is much lower than hotels who don't have any sustainability practices within their hotels. And hoteliers who are willing to make a great investment in these said efforts for the good of the environment, the good of society, and the future of generations to come usually reap positive financial rewards, higher customer ratings, and high comparative ratings amongst their peers in the industry. It turns out that not only hotels or rather hoteliers are willing to make a great investment, because according to a study that was done in Beijing in 2017 by Zhang et al., the rate of guest complaints pertaining to environmental comfort was 19% lower than those of non-green hotels. And guests in this same study was found to be willing to pay 6.5% more for said green hotels than non-green hotels, as long as their living comfort was improved. In my study, I found some innovative, sustainable practices for hotels, which I found were really cool, and 3 of them stood out to me. The first one was created through developments in technology in Canada, and the Canadian firm called Arnaud Matisse Architecture proposed a project called Vertical Microclimate Hotel, which basically allows hotels in North America to operate year-round, no matter the weather. And they were able to do this through something called heliostat technology, I think is how it's pronounced. And this technology is basically a mirroring system which reflects the heat from the sun into the so-called hotel room, which keeps it warm and comfortable all year round. The second one is an innovation which was designed to help hotels reduce their carbon footprint in the form of a suspension hotel. So this hotel will be built in the air on the top of a tree, suspended by cables on a trampoline-like platform. I don't know about you guys, but I would definitely like to see this. I'm not sure that I would be comfortable sleeping on top of a tree, but it may be cool to experience. The final trend that I found to be quite innovative is from Taiwan and was created by a young Taiwanese designer called Ting Han Chen. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He created something called a play design hotel, which was designed to champion local artists and designers by installing their creations into hotels in Taiwan and encouraging guests to interact with them. He recognized that his artistic friends were having to go abroad to showcase their art, and so he decided to not only give them a place to display their art, but also to allow guests to the hotel to experience the culture of the Taiwanese people right there in a comfortable environment. Yeah, those three particular ones really stood out to me in my research. In terms of methodology, the research, as I said before, was collected via a conceptual quantitative review process through the analyzation of 45 articles in various formats, from journals to university thesis to research articles to books to online websites. But majority of my final list of 25 came from Google Scholar. And I conducted this research with the aim of collecting data on sustainable efforts in the hotel industry. And it was designed to give an overview of the topic, a more in-depth look at sustainable efforts in the hotel industry and how it is how these efforts are affecting customer behaviors. So the literature covered topics on corporate and social responsibility, sustainable architecture, sustainable refurbishment, environmental strategies, shaping guest behavior, and the value of going green. So I started this research project by devising a plan to complete the research, which started as a result of, as I said before, my interest in the topic and just wanting to know more about it on a whole. So the first step was for me to formulate some questions that I would base my research upon. The 4 questions which I listed in the beginning of this review, which is, what is sustainability defined as in the hotel industry? When did it begin? What are hoteliers' actions and feelings towards this trend? And how our customers affected by it. And step 2 was determining the criteria that was going to be used to eliminate and determine the usefulness of each article that would be used in the review. A bit varied in an effort to gain a wide array of opinions and to just add a bit of authenticity to my research. The main stipulation that I kept though throughout the entire review or article selection process rather was that the articles could be no more than 10 years old. So my initial search on Google Scholar yielded 146,000 results, and then I applied filters such as English, and then that is when I put in the 2009 to 2019 filter just to narrow it down a bit. And this search led to 47,800 results. And at this point, I decided that I just wanted to have articles that included sustainability in hotels in the title. And that search ended up yielding 91 articles. And out of those 91, I just kind of scaled through the maybe the first half of them, the abstracts, and I chose 20 from this 91 articles. And then I wanted to see at this point what other type of sustainable ideas and research was available. So I went back to the 47,800 and then I chose 25 from that search. And from this search, it covered topics such as sustainable building, sustainable technology, sustainable behavior, etc., as I mentioned above. And with step 5, I began my content analysis and started the first draft of my paper. And for the final step, I decided to call it a bonus step, and that encompassed steps 4 and 5, and basically until, or rather repeating step 4 and 5 until the research was completed. And it was found that of the articles reviewed, 28% of them focused on sustainable marketing and drivers of sustainability in hotels. Ooh, that was a long one. 16% focused on sustainable architecture and construction in hospitality, and 12 focused on the importance of sustainability in hotel management, with those being the top 3 of topics yielded from my results. The implications of my study. So this paper can be used to basically it can be used as a basic overview of sustainable efforts, innovations, ideas, technology, building designs, and customer behaviors in the hotel industry in between 2009 and 2019 worldwide, and not only in United States. And by touching on different cultures which are getting involved in sustainability efforts in the hotel industry, this research paper serves as a good source for hotels, businesses, or even students who want to get some inspiration or just information rather on what projects they too could potentially implement in their own businesses in the future. And I found that some hoteliers found it hard to implement But this paper provided statistics on statistics that show not only would they be better off implementing the practices, but also customers would be willing to pay more for said businesses. And I found that hoteliers are not aware of the resources that are available to them. We've taken this big step into becoming sustainable. But luckily for them, this paper not only provides them with some good resources that would be very beneficial to them, but also with some ideas, locations, and sources that they could use to find out more about sustainability efforts that are already happening around the world. This paper would also be beneficial to hospitality students as they are learning about sustainability practices in their studies. They could use this as a reference paper because they know that majority of professors, well, the professors that I have had have asked me to keep my timeline search between 5 and 10 years. This study would provide them with a summary review of the last 10 years of sustainability topics. My limitations and future research. So in terms of future research, the sustainability in future hotels, the concept of 3-dimensional sustainability, the living comfort of green hotels, and the commitment level of hoteliers to conservation of the environment would prove to be very intriguing and relevant topics, especially for the environment, particularly as they would prove to be beneficial for the sustainability future of the hotel industry. In terms of limitations, to date, little to or rather lackluster focus has been placed on sustainability efforts in hotels, and it appears that it is minority who have shown interest in this topic. Whilst some interest is being shown in this topic, it is slowly gaining momentum, thankfully, and current and future generations hopefully would approach it with more fervor. As it stands, presently there was a limited pool of available articles for me to pull from, and although my searches yielded quite a bit of articles, only a few were actually available, and the ones that you had to request, even though I requested them, they weren't approved. So for future studies, it is my hopes that the timeline is extended to more than 10 years, but prior to 2009 to be more specific, in order to have a more comprehensive and accurate pool of information to choose from. Also, the mindfulness of guests, their support of hotel sustainability efforts should also be explored in depth, as it is at the core of the success of sustainability efforts in the hotel businesses in general. Currently, the world is being devastated by the effects of the COVID-19 virus, and particularly the hospitality industry, with employees being sent home, and hotel businesses, or rather hospitality businesses, being forced to shut down. So my last suggestion for future research would be to take a look at how the hospitality industry, but more specifically the hotel industry, how they will bounce back from this and take a look into the new and innovative, sustainable ways that some industry professionals have put in place to either keep themselves above floor in this during this unprecedented time, or what sustainable ideas the industries around the world have created during this disaster. Also, it is believed that it is, well, or rather, I believe that it is imperative, to the research and progression history of the sustainability in hotel industry, that there be articles written about the written which map out the progression of sustainability in hotels, in terms of the milestones, so that future researchers or students will be able to track the progression of it when they are studying the articles, as I wasn't able to do so. In conclusion, so as I said before, a wide variety of articles were used in my research in order to gain a wide array of opinions and practices and knowledge about practices of sustainability in the hotel industry, in order to promote authenticity and just a well-rounded research paper. This research will provide hoteliers and readers of this research with a well-rounded knowledge base of what sustainability efforts are available. And my research results were a bit one-sided in that the locations of the research mostly yielded studies that were based in United States. And there wasn't enough data to compare United States to the rest of the world in terms of sustainability efforts that were being implemented. The research type of studies were almost half and half in terms of qualitative and quantitative data, which provided a good variant of data for me to use in my research. As suggested by Petrie, there should be an industry-wide environmental sustainability measure which would capture the environmental and the economic initiative efforts of the industry leaders, which I believe is needed now more than ever, due to the devastation of this pandemic, which has placed industry professionals in a difficult situation, and they have had to adapt to this new normal way of living and running their businesses. I believe that it is time for businesses to be held accountable for the impact that they have had on the world. And according to an article written by Punitha and Rasti in 2013, the new corporate social responsibility trend paired with business realization that their actions are causing inherent danger to the very basis that their businesses are built upon, as well as government pressures, and seeing that their competitors in the general hospitality industry are already going green might be the one thing that will hold businesses accountable and get them interested in making this big step towards becoming sustainable. And I believe that by utilizing the resources that I provided in my research, such as the Hotel Carbon Management Initiative, Environmental Management for Hotels Manual, Design and Construction Manual, and the Hotel Water Management Initiative. These resources will be a great first step for hoteliers, businesses in general, to make towards going green. So here ends my review. This has been a long journey for me to get this review completed, and I'm happy that I did it, and I have learned a lot through this review about myself, as well as sustainable efforts. Yeah, so thank you for watching my review. Bye.